Hello there. Welcome to On the Bright Side. My name is Daniel, and I'm joined by Ben.
Hello.
And we're watching AHSOKA, episode 3. What's the name of this episode? They don't say on Disney Plus, so we'll find out. Last time, we had AHSOKA and Sabine kind of like each having their own separate crisis around each other, being all like, Are we ready? Are we going to try this again? And it resulted in them becoming master and apprentice again. And I'm very excited to see how that works out. But otherwise, we have tracked Morgan Elsbeth to Seatos. And I guess we're going there, right?
Yeah.
I'm just very excited for this show because it might take us to a new galaxy altogether. We'll have to see. But if you are excited, then you should do me a favor by subscribing and hitting the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single AHSOKA episode going forward. Alright, Ben. Are you ready, kids?
I am.
3, 2, 1, go! Alright. We're doing fun drills.
Seeing this dude with 4 lightsabers makes me wish that Grievous was still alive so we could see him with like current CGI and shit.
Yeah. Good job.
But not good,
Damn.
It's been a while.
obviously.
That's
Damn.
cool.
I see you
Yeah.
still remember the basics.
Enough to get by.
Barely.
Liang, let's try something else.
Yeah,
How about Zatochi?
You were still stabbed.
you were still stabbed by the apprentice.
Yeah.
Your skill with a weapon comes from your Mandalorian upbringing. Those skills alone will not be enough to defeat our enemy.
Yeah, Kanan told me that.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Learning to wield the Force takes a deeper commitment.
How?
That's something you'll have to discover.
Well, I discovered that according to Hu Yang, I'm the worst candidate to be a Jedi out of every Jedi he's ever known.
You told her that?
It's true.
Put this on.
It'll help you see. Not see with your
See,
eyes.
how am I supposed
Yeah.
to fight?
I want you to see with more than just your eyes.
Have you not seen people whack pinatas at a party? They're always blindfolded, but
Okay.
they know where it's at until they
Be
whack
still.
grandma over the head.
Rip grandma.
Rest in peace, honestly. It's whack.
Do you know where I am?
Next to Hu Yang.
Are you sure?
Very funny.
Get you baited.
Be dead.
It wasn't a joke.
Not if I could see you.
Exactly.
You trust your eyes too much. Don't lightsabers,
All
like,
that is around you.
actually have a training?
Yes.
Why aren't we using those?
Follow.
No, I don't know why.
You dead. Dead! Dead! I do just love seeing training in Star Wars. It's...
Mm-hmm.
You need to react before it hits you. There you go. There's something. Oh, man. You fight in the air. You also need to be calm.
Waiting for this to be over, just be like, ugh, I hate it!
I mean,
Anger and frustration are quick to give power,
yep. Uh-huh. That's what I was thinking.
but they also unbalance you.
I'm glad that was brought up because I was like,
Let's go again.
she's grunting very angrily, but Jedi have to use their being relaxed during a fight as an advantage. Time to fly! Huh! A-Wings! We did see a lot of those in Rebels.
We also lost a lot of those in Rebels.
Yeah. Politics time.
Yay.
Chancellor Mothma, senators.
Hera, you look well.
Look
How's
at
young
him.
Jason?
Fine, Chancellor. In fact, he's on board.
Is he?
Somewhere.
Show me!
In trouble with Chopper, no doubt.
Where I was attacked by Imperial loyalists. Still working for Morgan Elsbeth.
Outliers.
Concerning.
We have former Imperials working.
concerning.
throughout every-
Long live the Empire doesn't sound like the kind of loyalty we're looking for.
Yeah.
But I believe their activity speaks to a larger operation.
It always does.
Involving Thrawn.
Yeah, it's concerning. Be concerned!
Not possible he disappeared years ago.
I have reason to believe he's alive. And that his allies are working on a way to find him.
Isn't this just another attempt to gain New Republic resources to aid in what has ultimately been your personal quest to find Ezra Bridger?
Ezra vanished while fighting Thrawn.
You guys would benefit from having Ezra back too.
Were you ever in the war, Senator?
No.
Just sat back and waited
Mothma
to see who
was.
came out on top.
This is tense.
They want no part of any further conflict.
You act like we have a choice.
Don't we? I see no enemy. The Imperial fleet is scattered and broken. They
So
have
do the
no
Jedi.
centralized command.
Look where that ended.
Unless Thrawn returns.
Make your point, General.
Thrawn is not your typical Imperial
I-
officer. I've spent most of my life fighting a war, and that's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one.
It's cool that Mon Mothma's Chancellor though.
Mom,
Hey.
Ah!
true Sabine is gonna be a Jedi?
Now, where did you
Here he
hear
is.
that?
Joffrey told me.
With the stupid green hair.
I want to be a Jedi.
Yeah, I know you do, Jason.
Yeah, and he probably will be.
Yeah, he probably will be.
I'd be shocked if he wasn't.
His dad was one of the best Jedis I've ever seen.
Well,
Anyway.
like you said,
Also one of the only.
weapons, I was hoping that the urgency of our situation could expedite my training a bit.
That's not how the Force works.
I know, I don't feel it.
With enough training, anyone could feel it.
If that's true, then why doesn't everyone use it?
Talent is a factor,
You hate to see it.
but training and focus are what truly defines someone's success. Not everyone can handle the type of discipline it takes to master the ways of the Force. Start small.
I'm going to give this my best.
Good.
The Jedi Order would not have accepted her. She is not an acceptable candidate.
By their standards.
But maybe...
It's
It's true. This episode's interesting. It's given me a lot to think about for the discussion.
There's lots of frustration between everyone.
Yeah. It just feels like we haven't gotten, like, lessons lessons in the Force in a while.
You win this round.
Thanks! Just...
Great. How far are you in the fleet?
Unfortunately,
Uh.
I'm joining you for this one. It's not up to me.
Hera?
Uh-oh.
Yu Yang, what's happened?
We've entered the Denab system. All comm transmissions are being jammed.
Awesome.
Let's see what Morgan's been hiding out here.
A giant, thing.
There also seems to be a second object. Something much larger.
A Star Destroyer?
Negative. Whatever it is has a signature which is unknown to me.
A big-ass hyperspace ring. Uh-oh. What kind of ships are these?
Now this is pod racing.
Aw, cool. Alright, we got it. We got a dogfight on our hands.
Oh, they look like World War II planes as well.
I was gonna say, they look very much like actual
like
just
fucking-
planes.
Learn.
They look like fucking dive bombers.
However, I have several thoughts on everything else
Yang,
going on.
not now.
The way you're both acting, there won't be a later.
Alright, so what do we do about it?
Tell me what you need.
Move on my signal.
Copy.
We're working together.
Dive. Missed. I had them, but missed.
Don't worry about it. You'll get another chance.
We got 2 more incoming. Dead ahead.
I had them, but I didn't have them.
Yep.
Okay.
Woo! I got one.
Nice.
Good work. Let's roll them.
Copy that.
Spinning, that's a neat trick.
Yeah.
2 more down.
We should be able to make visual confirmation now.
Yeah, that's a thing. This is fun so far.
You let them get this far. Stay clear. I shall deal with them.
Oh yeah?
Prepare turbo lasers.
Yeah,
Turbo
I was about to
lasers.
ask. I had a feeling that this was gonna have that.
Just keep the ship steady while I attempt to run my scan.
You should probably not keep the ship steady.
Let's hope you might not have time to run the scan. Uh-oh. Big Star Destroyer guns.
See if you can get a little closer.
Are you crosswired?
Closer, please.
Hu Yang. Jeez.
Just a
We're gonna like
Are we
drive
not
into it at
close
this
enough?
rate.
Scan
Yeah.
complete.
What?
And they're dead.
They're dead.
Destroyed.
So what happened? That's not good. Was the scan worth it?
No hyperdrive, no cannons. We got
Awesome.
incoming.
Awesome.
Work fast. I'm going out there.
Out there. Out where? Just
Out,
keep
out,
working.
out. What?
I'm
Yeah.
distracted.
I have the coin. I have what? What is about to happen? All right. Okay, this is kind of what I thought she meant. Are we doing this? You seeing this?
I am. I'm.
Why is she so cool? There you go. Don't worry, she's being awesome.
Did you fix the ship yet?
That was very cool.
I'm tracking something up ahead.
Another ship?
No.
What? What is it?
What? Space Whales?
Oh my god, our friends!
I was gonna say, like Space Whales. The Purrgils.
Are they just gonna take us there now?
I mean, if the Purrgils are here, then then that's probably gonna be our key to get wherever Ezra went, right?
Also, it's so
Jeez.
sick seeing them in live action.
Yeah, and these are so big. They're like bigger than the ones we saw
Oh, they're
in
like
Rebels.
twice the size. They were next to a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, there were some big ones in the finale, but this is a really cool place to have a dogfight. I'm having a great time. So I guess Seatos was a place where they group up.
What did I miss?
A lot.
We almost died.
Multiple times.
Ah, yes. Standard operating procedure.
For Jedi, yes. It is common. Back in the day, it was Ahsoka and her master getting us killed. Almost getting us killed. So,
Shut the power
times
on.
haven't changed.
Protest.
These red trees are really cool. You missed us. Haha! Okay, so now what?
The good news is the enemy vessel is still under construction and not yet complete.
Cool.
There are 6 hyperdrive engines in place, with the final one being set into position. A craft with these power
Could be
levels and configurations
possible.
would be capable of a hyperspace jump of astonishing speed and distance.
Yeah, could a ring like that
Cool.
make a jump to a neighboring galaxy?
Theoretically, if one knew the coordinates and navigation, yes, I believe it could. The Jedi archives speak of intergalactic hyperspace lanes between galaxies, which usually follow the migration paths of star whales named Purrgil.
Yep, well,
Like the ones we just saw.
When?
alright. you were dead. So what are we gonna hitch a ride on the hyperspace lane, or are we gonna hitch a ride with the Purrgil?
I would love to hitch a ride with the whales.
Hi, Balin. You felt the way forward is clouded. I guess we'll see what's next. Alright, so that was an episode of Ahsoka. What'd you think of that one, Ben?
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I have no complaints.
It was more action. I guess they all have action. I can't really say that.
Yeah. No, I'd say it was probably about the same amount of action as the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, but while the previous action was more like a chase scene and a fight against an Inquisitor, this one was a dogfight where we were on the run, and that was a pretty good. That was a pretty good dogfight. I liked your observation of like I had the same thought of like these look like real planes. even the positions of their guns. It's like, yeah, that's just World War II.
It reminded me of an old SBD, an old American dive bomber.
They look like Japanese planes as well. I wonder what the inspiration was exactly. Imagine if they had propellers on them, just like for why. But I guess they were pretty low power ships. I wonder where they came from. Like, are they part of Morgan's like personal army?
Yeah, they were very weird.
Are they part of like? Are they mercenaries? Like, is she hiring mercenaries? 'Cause that's kind of what Balin is, right?
Yeah.
I I didn't remember it for the entirety of last time, but I have now cemented the apprentice Darkside user's name as Shin, because that's a weird name to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's also like a Japanese thing as well.
Yeah.
Shin is... I did more research on the name because I was curious, and it seems to be like a mostly male name in Japanese. But its meanings are kind of interesting, especially when applied to like a Sith or apprentice, because it can mean stuff like new or true, belief, progress, humility. It was an interesting choice. I don't know if anyone actually thought that deeply about it, though, if I'm being honest. There we had a training scene. It feels like it's been a little bit since we like talked about the Force and had training in the Force, and Ahsoka has a unique perspective on it. Basically everything she said, I was gonna say, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You can't rush the Force. Anyone can use the Force with intense training. You know, talent is a thing, but like, it's all nepotism. The Jedis, speaking of nepotism, we saw Jason this episode. I don't know how much of a role he's actually gonna play. I just wanted to see him. I just wanted to confirm that he's around.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll actually like end up being a Jedi at any point within this show. I feel like there would have to be some pretty big leaps in time for that. He's got no one really to teach him. I would say if we ever got Ezra back, Ezra would probably teach him, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
The son of my master, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm kind of... I don't know if you feel this. I kind of feel like this show is slow-paced for possibly being only one season.
Yeah.
Which kind of worries me. I'm not sure that this show could get another season. If they do want to make it a longer story, then I would be fine with them splitting it up into 2 seasons. It just worries me because I don't even know when Andor Season 2 is going to come out. So if we're going to have to wait for Season 2 of this show to really wrap everything up, I don't know. That's the only thing that worries me with the slow pace. I'm not upset that the individual episodes are taking the narrative slow. I think that's fine. I was kind of feeling last time that like as opposed to like a cartoon episode, this being live action, it's going to be naturally slower paced. Where we had a scene with the Council, Chancellor Mothma, which is great. It's an interesting thing that Star Wars keeps doing. I don't know how you feel about it. Star Wars seems to be of the opinion that like when the like good, you know, the good guys are in power, they seem to kind of like overestimate themselves.
Yeah.
And it leads to darkness forming in the gaps that happen with the Jedi Order, that's happening with the New Republic, and we know it happens because we've seen the sequel trilogy. It makes me sad, I guess. At the same time, it's kind of like a warning, isn't it? To people who would like oppose things like the Empire, translatable to real life, a lesson of like, you can't become lax on these things. You can't be like, oh, we did it. No, the fight against fascism is always. It's interesting. It's a good lesson to take away. I just want people to be happy in Star Wars, though. I know it's too much to ask, but can't the galaxy just be safe for 5 minutes? We saw the Purrgils. Those are really big Purrgils, a lot of them. One kind of like valid criticism, and even one that like you kind of have, is like, what's the deal with the map, right?
Yeah.
Why does it exist? How do we know that's where Thrawn went? And this kind of explains it, right? The fact that it's based on Purrgil migration patterns. Someone might have even like have traced that a long time ago and wrote it on this map, right?
Yeah.
I'm willing to accept that as the explanation for why that map exists to wherever this other planet is. Whatever importance it is for Purrgils, it's a destination point for them to travel to this other galaxy. Someone brought up that this is another map plot, and I didn't think about that. But there are a fair bit of those in Star Wars.
Yeah.
On the one hand, I'm like, I think it's cool because, like, Star Wars is such an ancient... It's, like, there's so much ancient things that it's like, oh, well, following the ancient map is cool. I think this is better, at least, than Rise of Skywalker, in which the map plot was kind of contrived and weird. This one's at least, like, with this Purrgil thing added, it's starting to make more sense. I feel like I've had some space to think about the last episodes from when we watched them, and I've been thinking about, like, the actual, like, implications of having this other galaxy. From my understanding, that's not something that, like, a Star Wars has really done with its narrative before, in which we, like, go outside the galaxy. Like, not even in the extended universe stuff and the legend stuff. I was thinking that it would be a really interesting way to introduce possibilities for, like, new stories with new characters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was saying to Ben, we were talking at another time, I'm like, we've been trapped within, like, the same, like, 70-year time span of from episode 1 to episode 9, just, like, unable to break out of this. And we were thinking it'd be a good way to do that would be with, like, an Old Republic series with characters that we've never met. And I stand by that. But maybe introducing another galaxy, it would be a good way to do it. I don't know if that's, like, I know people are talking about, like, the Mando-verse and the Filoni-verse or whatever. Maybe this is what people kind of meant. Otherwise, someone brought up a detail that I didn't even know about, which was, well, first of all, can we just give props to Ben for, I didn't remember this character, but he told me, it was like, I feel like I remember the name Jai Kell from last episode, who had, like, the smallest cameo. And then he was like, I knew I remembered him. He was from a Rebels episode. Well, like, he appeared,
he was in, like, 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, he appeared once in the the first time when Ezra joined, like, that Stormtrooper Academy. I'm like, how do you remember that? And then he when they came back to Lothal in the final season, he was also there. Ben doesn't remember names. This is an incredible feat.
It's wild, honestly.
But besides that, or I saw somewhere that the Eye of Sion is what Morgan's hyperspace ring is called. That's
based off a novel. No, the Sion is
it's a Knights of the Old Republic reference. Yeah. And I haven't played those games. I should, but apparently it's a Sith Lord who he's got a funky eye. Is this just like an Easter egg, or are there other implications there? Since we were talking about Old Republic stuff earlier, it's interesting. I love watching these episodes and then later reading about all the things that people are talking about. I got so sidetracked with all this other stuff that I forgot about the awesome, like, Ahsoka spacewalk scene is what I'll call it. I feel like Ahsoka has definitely mellowed out, and that's kind of the sense that I got of her portrayal in Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
But some people seem to be, you know, kind of attached to the portrayal of her in Clone Wars. Yeah, I mean, I see some people taking issues with the way that the characters are portrayed, but I've heard that this is takes place 9 years after the Battle of Yavin. So even then, it's been enough time for a lot of these characters to get older and mature, so it makes sense that they act different. Yeah. No one acts the same, like, 10 years later. I like this Ahsoka, but it does show, like, her going out on this ship. It shows that she still takes risks, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was it was being around Anakin, them always kind of competing all the time, that really made her go out there. But, you know, and I know there were some novels that kind of covered the space in between when she left the Jedi Order and Rebels and stuff. Everything we've seen of her, like, post leaving the Jedi Order has her just, like, much more reserved.
Yeah.
It was such a traumatic experience having, like, this thing that you thought was, like, your one guiding light turn against you. I like that she's, you know, Hu Yang is obviously programmed to work for the Jedi Order, but Ahsoka is kind of going against this. She thinks that she can train Sabine, and I hope she's right. I'm excited to see what happens next time. Balin is sending people out to look for us. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, then you can let me know by leaving a like, and you can comment, you can tell us what you liked about the episode, and you can subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single AHSOKA episode going forward. Anyway, I hope that I can make your day better, and I hope that you continue to have good days. Till next time, take it easy, everyone. Ban!
Oh god, yeah, take it easy. That's what I say.